Welcome to Proactive Sports Injury Clinic. I'm Shane Bayless, Doc Hockey, and this is Nick, our demo expert, and we're here to do lower body stretches today. So we'll do a whole circuit of lower body stretches that you can do on your own at home to keep that flexibility going well. All right, so the first one we're going to be doing here is upper calf stretch. So Nick's going to get close to the wall there. He's going to put his foot up against the wall, staying away from it, and now coming closer. He's going to feel a stretch up into the upper part of the calf muscle there. All right, and he's doing this with the knee in line with the ankle and the toes up on the wall. It's more comfortable to do this with shoes. You can do this with your bare feet or with socks on, but the heel can become quite uncomfortable. All right, the second one we're going to do here is bending the knee. Okay, when we do that, so up against there, now we're going to bend the knee, and you're going to feel it stretching out further down towards the Achilles. All right, so we're stretching the whole calf now, not just the upper part. All right, great job, Nick. The next one we're going to do is inner hamstring stretch. All right, so we're going to be using a chair here. All right, you can see his foot that's away from the chair on the floor is going to be turned outwards. Okay, so we're getting the inside part of the hamstring or back of the thigh. All right, he's going to be leaning kind of forward to increase that stretch a little bit, but he keeps his back nice and tall. Okay, so he's not actually just slumping forward. He's keeping the back, the chest up, and he's bending forward, feeling it inside the inside part of the hamstring there. All right, the next one we're doing is a middle thigh stretch, which is actually the back part of the hamstring, so middle hamstring stretch. All right, and he's basically going to be leaning forward again, feeling that stretch through the hamstring and all the way forward as the back stays straight and upwards. Now, just to remember here, we want to be doing these stretches for at least 30 seconds. A minute is much more better with doing it, as well as we want to feel for the tension. Wherever we feel tension, we want to increase that tension there. If we're not feeling tension, we want to feel around for it, as well as breathing through things. We want to make sure that we're relaxed and breathing through. All right, if we don't get relaxed, we end up having more stress doing stretches, and it's kind of counterproductive. All right, so the next stretch we're going to be doing here is the seated hamstring stretch. Okay, and we're going to do the seated hamstring stretch right now. I know I missed one, it's the outer hamstring stretch, but we'll do that next. All right, so the seated hamstring stretch. We'll go to the side here because this is where Nick does his best work. And put his foot forward there, all right? And he's gonna lean forward, all right? So you can do this at work, which is really handy. All right, if you bring the toes towards the shin there, you're gonna actually get more of a calf stretch there, or increase that stretch. And he's leaning forward, he's gonna be feeling it in the back part of the hamstring. All right, so we missed the outer thigh stretch, but we'll do that right now. So standing back up, all right, bringing the foot up. Okay, now his other foot is going to be facing towards the other one at about a 45-degree angle there. So it's angled, so this is how you're going to get that outer part of the hamstring there. Can you point to that, Nick, for us right there? So there you go, outer part there and upper butt. So and as you lean forward with it, you're going to feel a little bit higher up as well. So that's going to stretch that part. So we have 3 hamstring stretches there on the chair with the foot upwards in 3 different foot positions to help you out with stretching that big muscle, the 3 big muscles there. Right, we're gonna do the quadricep stretch. So most people know this one is like the soccer stretch. We're always stretching out the quads in the front there. So make sure the knee is not going inwards or outwards. It's kind of staying in line with the hip. So you can do that. You can do this with a chair to help balance, or you can just do it on your own with great balance like Nick has here. Okay, we're gonna do the hip flexor stretch. So a lot of people are quite know this stretch quite well. All right, so as you go forward, kind of in a lunge position or a kneeling position, you're gonna go forward with that, bringing the hips kind of forward, keeping the chest up. You should feel it in the front part of the thigh there with the leg that is back, okay? And you're doing the same thing. Good posture, keeping the knee and the ankle in line there, not going outwards or inwards to put undue stress onto the knee. Now you can do this in a standing up stride position as well. So Nick, look at you standing up. Okay, so you're gonna have the one foot forward and the other foot is back, and you're lifting the heel up in the back, so you're not just getting a calf stretch, you're getting it through the front part of the hip. Can you show us where the front part of the hip? Right there. So Nick's showing us the front part of the hip where the hip flexor actually goes. This is a good hip flexor stretch. All right, good. The next one we're gonna do is inner thigh stretch. Okay, so it's kind of like the one that we did on the chair, but this one's down on the floor. All right, we have our legs straight and they're to the sides, okay? Keeping that chest up again, and you can lean forward with the hips depending on how flexible you are. Sometimes you gotta work on this one to get a little bit more flexible. You can also put a bolster or a towel or something just to raise up your butt there to help you get a little bit of a better stretch, and so that your knees don't try to buckle on you. So you can also do an inner groin stretch now with the knees bent, and you're bringing the feet together and towards your butt as far as you can. Now you can use those elbows to push down. You should feel the tension in through the inside part of the thighs, okay, where your adductor muscles are. All right, obviously we treat a lot of horse people or horseback riders, and they often need a lot of strong adductors, so they often need this stretch to be work out those flexibility into the adductor muscles. All right, the next one we're gonna do is a seated figure four, okay? Sometimes people call this the piriformis stretch, all right? So as Nick is over here, he's going to bring up his one leg onto the other knee. And once again, we're going to be pushing down on the knee there with either an elbow or a hand like Nick has here. And he's going to be leaning forward, keeping the chest up. All right, you should feel it into the back part of the glute. Can you point to that for us, Nick? So yeah, it's right back in through here onto the butt area there on the outside part. Okay, and he's leaning forward with that. All right, and you can do that obviously both sides, and he's kind of working on that, relaxing, breathing in and out so that the muscle feels relaxed. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is a seated hip stretch. Okay, so now we're gonna bring that knee up towards the same shoulder, okay, and the other arm is around the ankle. All right, if it doesn't feel like you're getting much stretch, you can bring the same knee toward the opposite shoulder, and you should feel it a little bit closer to the butt there, and a little bit more stretch there into that glute area in the upper thigh. Okay, great. Now we're gonna do a seated slump stretch. Okay, so this is a good stretch for the low back there. Now between your thigh and your belly, sometimes you can put a pillow there or a bolster again, just to make it a little bit more comfortable so it's not crunching anything or making it uncomfortable for you. You get a nice rounding into the back, and you're going to feel it in the low back. And he's just kind of sitting there with relaxing, breathing in and out, nice and deep, trying to breathe out the tension, okay? We're going to hold that there for about 30 seconds or so to a minute. Minute is better, remember, people. And we're going to be doing that and trying to release the tension. All right, now you can do this a variation, so you're getting to the side part of the low back by just going to the side. All right, and you're going to get more of the QL or the erector spinalis to the right, and then to the other side, you'll get it to the left. All right, you can do both sides. Make sure you do stretching of all of these exercises to both sides. All right, as he comes up. Now we're going to be doing on the back series now, so we're going to be doing a lumbar roll. Okay, so Nick's going to go onto the floor. Good, with his arms stretched out to the sides. Okay, he's gonna have his heels as close to the butt as he can. He can keep the knees together, they're locked together, and he doesn't let them move apart at all. All right, he goes all the way to the side. All right, breathing in and out, trying to bring the knees all the way down through there. With a great job there, not letting the shoulder come up. All right, you should feel a stretch a little bit to the opposite shoulder, and then the low back to the opposite side as well. All right, and it's a good low back stretch. Sometimes you might feel some popping or clicking. Now to add a little bit extra to this, we call it the lumbar roll with a pull. So you're gonna put the one leg on top of the other, pulling the knee down. So there you go, he's gonna come there. He's gonna end up pulling that knee down with the other foot there, okay? Around that thigh to pull it down towards the floor, getting a little bit more stretching through that glute in the low back, and still feeling that stretch into the opposite side of the pec, okay? Make sure you do these both sides. All right, and holding it for 30 seconds to a minute. All right, now we're gonna be doing the knee to the chest, okay? So we drop that down, knee comes to the chest. All right, now he's bringing it right there. That's gonna be getting the low back as well as the glute there. Now to add a little bit to it, you can move the knee to the shoulder, the opposite shoulder there, grabbing the ankle as well, and pulling it towards. All right, good job there, Nick. You're gonna feel it in the back part of the hamstring on the outside part, the glute, and the low back. So that's a great stretch there. All right, and then we're going to be doing the leg across the body with a pull, okay? So we're going to be laying down. You're going to bring the leg all the way across the body now. Good, and you can use the other arm to actually pull on that ankle to get a little bit extra stretch in there. Okay, and we can do this with the straight leg as well. So now a straight leg, and you keep the arm upwards, and you use a straight leg reaching out over to the other side as far as you can. All right, and putting it down there. Good. Excellent job there, Nick. All right, good. And we have that coming across. So I think we did a great job there. We have all these different exercises, okay? Remember the key points here. Make sure you're breathing through the stretches. Don't hold your breath. That's not a good thing. Secondly, we want to make sure that we are stretching in the way of tension. So if you feel like you're not getting enough tension, try to find out that more tension for you. Make sure you're holding it from 30 seconds to a minute. All right, and make sure you can do these on a more regular basis. So I'd say at least twice a week there to get that lower body working well. So remember, we have upper calf stretch.